So everyone, let's look at this. From what we have written so far, our median is either 50th percentile or G5 or Q2, right? You don't have to deal with the G1s, okay? Just your focus should be on the Q and the P's, the percentile and the quartile, all right? So your median, you just need to find out your n over 2. N over 2, n is the last cumulative frequency, because that's your summation f. Remember, we already know that n is summation f from previous statistics that we do. Okay? I need everyone's attention. So n over 2 in this case would be 200 over 2. Of course, you can think about this in your head, which is 100. So which means I want to trace where my 100th cumulative frequency falls. Remember, we start from 0 and we realize that everything is 200. So the one in position 100 is an approximation of the median. This is not the exact median, this is an approximation. Remember, the data here is a group data. So that's why we don't have to do n plus 1 divided by 2. Does it make sense? It's a group data, not exact. So n over 2 is sufficient. Okay? So when you do that, 100, all you have to do, even if you don't show this n over 2, blah, 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 you think about it in your head, you know, I know a lot of us are lazy, that's fine. Anyway, just trace this. Let's see what you did. Oh, you can see. Okay, that. Easy now? Okay. So that's my 100. So the reason for doing some of these things is that even when your answer is wrong, we can at least see your attempt, and you know, maybe you deserve some points. In the partial mark, it will be decided by the exam board anyway. So that's where my 100 position falls. So this is an approximation of my median. So my median is equal to 400. There will be a space in your book, in your question paper, where you can write your answer. So the median is going to be 400 what? Meter cube. Is that what you got? Yes. So that's an approximation, not exact. Now, interquartile range, we've talked about it. Range means what? Everybody? Highest minus lowest. Interquartile range means the range between the quartiles. So that is the highest quartile minus the lowest quartile. So you are trying to find Q3 minus Q1, right? So again, your Q3 is where? Your Q1 is where? Q3 will be 3 over 4n, right? And Q1 is 1 over 4n. Am I communicating, please? Does it make sense? So that will be 3 over 4 times 200. What did you get? Those of you that have done it. You got 50? 150. 150. And similarly, 1 over 4 times 200 gives you what? 50. At least show this. Okay? Because if eventually you got your answer wrong, there will always be that instruction, maybe for the site of 150 or 50, give 1 point. But if you don't show it, everything is in your head, and eventually you make mistake, then it's a problem. Okay? So we're going to trace 50, we're going to trace 150 from the cumulative frequency and see where that leads us. Okay? So if you trace 150, now this is 140, this is 160, so 150 is going to be in between, right? In between is 1, 2 and a half, right? That's like 2 and a half. Something like this? Yes?
Yes.
Let me know if I'm wrong. No one is above mistake. So that's for 150. Okay? And for 50, also in between 1, 2 and a half. Okay. What? A little lower? Okay, like that maybe? Okay? So at least show that. Let's see how you trace it out. So this falls on 350, yes? And this falls on approximately what?
420.
Is that 420?
Yes.
Okay. So our interquartile range will be, so this is the 50th item, kind of. I'm talking about the position. The 150 and 50 is the position. So that's why I use 50 on like this 100 item. Okay, because that's the position. The position is from 1 to 200 now. Am I making sense, please? So my Q3 itself minus Q1 is going to be 420 minus what? 350. What do you have? So that is 70 meter cube. Okay? How about the 68th percentile? So you get what? The position first. So the position will be what? How do you calculate that? 60 over 100 times 200. Good. Okay? From 60 and over 200. Yes?
Yes.
Does it make sense? Oh, 60 over 100 and. My bad. Okay. So what do you have? 120?
Yes.
So the item in the 120 position, that's why I wrote 120 item. Okay? So which means my 60th percentile itself. So we trace the item in the 120 position. And what is that? 120 is a line here already, so there's no need to approximate. I'm going to do that in brain. Okay. And it stops here. Please don't be lazy to do this. Please do what is right. Don't be lazy. Wait, is it 410? Alright. Okay, so this gives us 410 meter cube. Okay, now look at the last question. You have to find, estimate. Look at the instruction here. This is what I've been saying. I just spotted that. Can you see? Everybody, can you see that?
Yeah.
Use the graph to find an estimate. Okay, so it's an estimate, not the actual. The number of students who estimate that the volume is greater than 300. How do you do that? Greater than 300 is from here. Yes?
Yes.
Can you see? From here. So what do? Just trace 300 first. Can I have a black pen? So you can look different. I was in that. Okay, so look at what I'm doing. So we want to know how many students estimate, because this is the instruction. Look at the question from the beginning. You have to understand it and connect it to a real life scenario. Denise, can I have your attention, please? Okay. 200 students estimate volume of a classroom. The cumulative frequency curve shows their result. So this is as a result of the answer that 200 of you, for example, estimated to be the volume of somewhere. Okay. So the question is, let us find an estimate of how many people gave the estimate of their measurement to be greater than 300. So now, you get your 300, check exactly the cumulative frequency that got you to 300. So if we connect this, that looks like in between. In between, okay. So at exactly 300, what is the cumulative frequency?
30.
Is that 30?
Yes.
Yes. So, what is the number that thinks is greater than 300?
31.
No.
170.
170.
Oh, I thought you didn't show your working.
Yes, I'm going to show it. Now look, everybody look up. From here, greater than 300 is from here to here, correct? Not from here backward. The 30 that you got represents 300 below on this side. Remember its cumulative frequency. You are adding. You had from 0 to 50, you got maybe, I don't know, whatever. No, actually 100. 100 is 0. Then 2 and 150 gives you maybe 10 or 15 or, no, that's not 10.
7.
Let's say 7. Okay? So you have 7 for the first one. 200 gives you maybe 15.
12.
Okay? So the difference between that 7 and the next number is the next one that was estimated. Is it confusing to anybody? Does everybody get why we have to subtract?
Yes.
Raise your hand if you get why we have to subtract. I need to be sure. Okay, great. So this 300 represents 30, and that is just because it's cumulative. That's from 0 to 30 is like 0 to 300 on this side. But the question is above 300. So basically, you are talking about the frequency from here to here. Okay? That's what it means. So if from here to here is 30 and from here to here is 200, then you can get this gap. That's why you are subtracting. That's why your answer is 70. Does it make sense? So for 300 is equivalent to that. So what you need is 200 minus 30. Nobody can query me for this because I already show it on the graph. Okay? But if nothing is on your graph, how can we know where your answer came from? If you make mistake, how do we give you a partial mark? And that's why it will be 170. So an estimate of 170 students, think the estimate of the volume is greater than 300 meter cube. Any questions, please? No? Joey? Question? Okay, so let's do question 2 on our own. If you have not done it, okay, do question 2 on your own. And question maybe we do question 4 together. Oh, 4 is also there, so maybe not. 3. You'll be able to draw the cumulative frequency curve on your own, I believe. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's give you time to do that on your own. And if there's any question when you come on Wednesday, we can always fix it together. Alright? And I put just 4 questions, I believe. There are numerous questions, most especially this type of question you will find in paper 4. And that shows it carries a lot of marks. Okay? It's a lot of marks allocated for such type of question. So it's very important, please. Make sure you practice a lot of this type of question. How to estimate from the graph and how to draw the graph itself. And read the instruction clearly. And read the instruction clearly when answering questions like this. You know, there's a new slang in my Form 5 now. When things like this happen to you, we ask you, did you get enough sleep at home? Okay, that's why. With this one, right? So because it's percentile, percentile is percentage. So it's out of 100. So 60 percentile is 60 out of 100 of the total. Is that asking you 60%? Okay. If I tell you 3/4, what is that? If you want to write that, if I ask you 3/4, what does 3/4 mean? Forget about this. 3/4 means what? 3/4, okay, of the total amount. So that's why here, 3/4 within 3/4. Okay, so this is percentile, just like percentage. That's why I said the percentile are the one that divided to 100 equal parts. So it's out of 100, kind of.
It's 61.
No, you can't. Ruler, please.
Oh,
Yes. Oh. What happened? I think we can stop that.